Did you know that the head of the Secret Service now in the US is a woman?
I didn't know that.
She is heavily into your favourite area, DEI. Is it
Yep.
DEI?
Yeah.
Yeah. And now 30% of the Secret Service agents in America are women.
Doesn't surprise me, and this will hugely impact the competency of the service.
Yeah.
She didn't get the job through merit.
Yeah.
I'll put money on she got the job because she's a woman. And they want it to look good and look woke and look pink and fluffy. So they've got someone who's not as good as many men getting the job, who then promotes wokeness throughout the service. Why would you want 30% of your officers to be physically not on par with all the men officers? Because most people you're tackling in the Secret Service will be males, because males are more violent.
Correct.
So why do you want a 4'2" woman?
Well, it's not even that. It's males commit 99% of all violent crimes. It's not that they're more violent. They're virtually 100% of violent crimes are carried out by men.
Not quite as high as that. The most violent crimes are committed by men, but something like 30-40% of all female crime is violent crime.
Yeah, but that's just women
Yeah.
smacking their husbands, which is perfectly acceptable in my world.
But then, I mean, I keep saying civil service. I keep meaning
For some reason,
Secret Service.
for some reason, recently on YouTube, I don't know if it's my connection with you, Nick, but people, videos of men beating up women keep appearing on. Not down underground videos, you know, where women have said, I can fight a man, and then they end up in a boxing ring, and all that happens is a man just flattens a woman within about 10 seconds. But I think they've watched Marvel programs, you know, where the women beat the men. They've watched these programs and they decided, I can do this, and they get in a ring with a man and they just lay them out, you know, sort of thing. I don't watch these videos very long.
It wasn't long ago where men who'd have took part in a sport like that would have been nationally shamed.
Yeah.
Other men would have shamed them. How dare you fight women in the ring? What sort of man are you hitting a woman? Even though it was a fight and it was consensual fight, how dare...
Yeah, that's an interesting point.
But now it's like, even men are now going, equal rights, equal rights.
Yeah, you can see some of the men really using full force. And for me, I would have thought any man fighting if he's fighting a woman to try and prove a point, would restrain himself a little bit, because he must know the physical advantage.
But if you're a younger man, why would you, when you've been told all your life men and women are the same? How dare you treat women differently? How dare you? So they've been programmed to, I'll treat you just like a man.
Yeah.
And that's what 99% of women ask for.
Yeah.
Treat me like a man.
Yeah.
Until you treat them like a man, and then they moan and complain. You treat me like a man. Well, that's what you wanted, isn't it?
Yes.
We used to treat you special because you was a woman, and because you carried children, and because you was a nurturer.
Yeah.
We used to treat you special and put you on a pedestal, and we would die for our women. But then you said that wasn't good enough, and then you said you wanted to be treated just like a man, and now we're treating you just like a man, and now you're beginning to realise how shit it is to be treated like a man.
Yeah.
Welcome to men's world.
Yeah, it is horrible. So 30% of the Secret Service, and there are actually probably that percentage at the rally. And I don't know if you watched the video of where they're trying to get into the car.
Yeah.
But the women, they've been ridiculed on social media because they look absolutely pathetic. They're not doing anything to help. They spend more time holstering their guns or than actually protecting it. And their physical size, of course Trump's quite a tall guy, isn't he? He's 6'3" or 4" or whatever he might be. A number of the Secret Service guys around him are tall as well.
Yeah.
The women are so short.
Yeah.
They're not even covering his head.
It just leaves a nice headshot.
Yeah, they're almost framing his head.
Even stature of them, they're not good enough for the job.
Correct.
For that particular part of the job.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure we need women in the Secret Service.
Yeah.
To infiltrate gangs, to infiltrate... We need women in the police force to infiltrate and do certain roles. But they're not as big and strong and powerful as men. So therefore, most of the roles should just be men. Yeah. Unless they pass all the criteria and all the tests. Now, you're right. So the woman on stage with him, she was that short, she left his head wide open. But the Secret Service is about putting your body in front of him. And then the two women at the car, I felt sorry for the two women at the car, because it was panic. I'm not sure they panicked any more than men would have panicked. And
they look very uncomfortable.
She can't get a gun in the holster.
Yeah.
Do women in those situations panic more than men at that level of training? I don't think they do. It's because we're not used to seeing, and we have no confidence in a woman in that situation.
They didn't look confident to me. They didn't look like they were in control. The men, maybe I'm being sexist here. I'm sure our viewers will tell me if I am being, but they didn't look as confident as the men. They looked very uncertain, unsure of what to do.
No.
Whereas the men kind of seemed to be just they grabbed him, they dragged him, they pushed him in, they were covering him. They were standing, one guy standing in front was raising his arm up because he could see that the president's, Trump's head was slightly available. Yeah. So the men seemed very much in control. The women just seemed, the women to me seemed to be almost acting in a way they thought they'd seen on a movie or something. It was almost like, oh, we should stand there and, it was kind of like that. But standing there like that was no use to Trump because the top half of his body was exposed while they were standing there.
Yeah, yeah.
So I didn't see anything they were doing to assist in the situation, if that made sense.
Yeah. Again, I think we're social media's been a little bit hard on those two women because I'm sure they did what they were told to do in their training. You get him in a car, several officers stay behind to make sure no one's rushing at the car with a suicide vest, with a knife, because we know it's going down. They just didn't look that professional. And I'm sure if we had videos of some of the male officers, I'm sure you'd find a couple of seconds of them not looking professional. I think the issue is, because those women would have done a lot of training for that.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Still not being as good as the men physically, but they would have done a lot of training for that. And they just shouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
It's this equity again.
Yeah.
So if we're going to protect someone's life, we need so many women.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, we don't. We just want the best for the job there. Did you enjoy that video? I think you did. Come on now, hit that bell, subscribe, comment. Let's build this channel. I need more followers. I need more subscribers. Be part of the journey. See you soon.